Hey guys, it's Jarrett at Bombs Away, asking you to join us on October 25th for our second live show, Death Spa. We'll be at our home, the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana, as we host the theater's first Halloween costume party. We screen the movie and then riff on it all in one live event. We've got smoothie juice bars, boozy smoothie juice bars, that is, photo opportunities, drinking games with the smoothie boozy juice bars, and so much more. They've got killer workouts, flying shower tiles, and an ending you will not see coming. For more information, go to www.thefridacinema.org/events/bombsawaylive. That's www.thefridacinema.org/events/bombsawaylive. Come sweat it out with us at Death Spa, October 25th.
Previously on Bombs Away.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Boogedy, boogedy,
hey,
boo.
kids, I just got this new house. Like, it's totally not haunted.
Dad, it's haunted. My teddy bear that I just stole from this house.
Beware of the Boogedy Man. Boogedy, I'm insane. I'm the realtor, and I'm insane.
I passed out, but there are creepy footprints on the wall.
There's no such thing as ghosts. Oh, shit, there's like 3 ghosts.
Flashback. Man, that guy sucks.
What are we doing in a pop-up book?
Oh, I hope he doesn't steal my kid and then we all die somehow, but never really explain it.
I'm gonna kidnap you even though I have a magic cloak that could have solved my problems.
That devil sure makes good deals. At the couch for super cheap.
Cool. And we caught the ghost with a vacuum!
Boom.
The end.
All right, do we have taglines this time?
No, we still don't.
Oh.
No.
Well, okay.
These taglines would be Bride of Boogedy! It's just the name of the movie.
Catch the Boogedy K!
Right.
It's bouquet, but Boogedy version.
She's alive! Alive! 'Cause I'm dead!
Oh, Lord.
With 1 pilgrim ghost, 1 electrocution, 2 possessions, 1 steaming pair of ears, 2 floating people, 1 inflating man, multiple wax figures come to life, 1 out-of-control merry-go-round, 1 runaway motorcycle, 1 live ventriloquist dummy, and 1 portal into the underworld, with another 7.5 on IMDb. People really seem to love this movie. It's Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color presents 1987's Bride of Boogedy. Let's drop some bombs.
Yeah, and don't forget, it's the only carnival in the whole world with a super duper supernatural third eye.
It's Jack the Ripper and Mrs. Ripper.
This is Metalenska. She lives on the edge of town.
Well, Mrs. Hooter, I've had warts for as long as I can remember.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Welcome to Bombs Away, the only podcast recorded inside a projection booth. My name is Jonathan Young. Joining me in the studio, as always, is...
The reason why you name your movie after a major plot point, but then actually never really talk about that plot point. Jarrett Seifert. Piss me off.
The actress, I thought you were going to be like, the actress who decided to leave this movie to replace by another B-movie actress.
Tammy Lauren, but not that one you're thinking of.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, this is the sequel to the last episode that we did. So those of you who want to catch up on the Davis family or any of the events that happened to them a week prior to the events of this movie, please tune in to Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color presents Mr. Boogedy, which was the last episode that we did. We did a funny recap ahead of this. That's as close as you're going to get, other than being like, yeah, that doesn't make sense from the establishment of something else.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not going to rehash all of Mr. Boogedy. We did a whole episode on it. Okay.
Yeah. Listen to it yourselves, okay?
Yeah. We're not doing the work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, if you're listening to this, and this is your first time listening, welcome to the show, all new Disney fans. Hopefully you stick with us. We're going to try to do things like, Angels in the End Zone coming up, sequel to Angels in the Outfield, Flubber. Definitely going to do Flubber soon. There's a bunch of Disney stuff for you coming on the horizon. And then also, if this is your first time listening, I don't know.
Check out the other 80 movies we've done.
Right.
You got some spooky ones for this season.
Right. Also, if you're in Southern California, Death Spa this Thursday, the 25th of 2018, at the Frida Cinema in Santa Ana. One hilarious 80s horror movie, a live version of our podcast with a special guest, and a full-on Halloween costume party. Tickets are still available. www.thefridacinema.org/events/bombsaway-live. Tickets are $15, and they will sell out. Okay?
Cool.
Awesome. So, Bride of Boogedy.
Open on a man driving through the woods, or is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it turns out.
Well, no. Open up on
Jennifer.
a guy telling the events of the first movie, basically rehashing the story.
This is so stupid.
Right?
It was like, here's a campfire telling you these stories, and the kids are like, okay.
Right?
It's like 5 seconds that like they only put in there because they like out of the off chance that they're not going to show the first one before this.
Right.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Mad.
And then the off chance that if you're tuning in, you're somehow not already a fan of the first one. Because there's no way you're watching this if you didn't watch the other one.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you're going to put up with this movie for an hour and a half if you didn't already watch the first one.
And it is putting up with it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So where I was more endearing to the first one, I can tell you that I hardly remember this at all as a follow-up. And I can tell you that I'm glad I didn't. I know we usually get to, it's the end and I say something like that, but right off the bat, guys, this one's not anywhere near the first one. There are extremely long sequences that go on forever with no real point or resolution. There's bits and characters that mean nothing other than for very, very,
very little payoff.
Yeah. So, first off, it's very obvious to us that certain actors also either disagreed with returning to the franchise just because it is what it is, right? Or had already like established themselves and were good, or in the case of some other people, maybe read what it was and was like, we don't need this, right? So first off, Christy Swanson from The Chase, Ferris Bueller, everything we mentioned before, did not return as the oldest daughter, Jennifer. And she was replaced with Tammy Lauren from Wishmaster. Yeah. The first Wishmaster. She is the lead girl in that movie.
Such a great actress.
And then John Astin did not return as Mr. Weatherspoon. Somebody else returned in this movie as Mr. Weatherspoon, but they're saying that it is not like Tammy Lauren's situation where she is actually playing the same character. No, it is supposed to be Mr. Weatherspoon, the brother of Neil Weatherspoon, the insane, crazy realtor / historical society.
So did he move? What happened?
I don't know, right? And then also the original person to play Boogedy did not return either.
Well, I mean, for good reason. For good reason.
Right.
So yeah, after our campfire story, he was like, well, never mind. After our campfire story, then we get the uncle.
Right. So there's a man driving up to the house, and then inside the house we see the Davis family like getting on costumes and putting spider webs everywhere and getting ready. So like you already know they're about to play their classic gag city pranks on people, right? Meanwhile, also the house feels like cleaner. It feels more lived in.
Yeah.
Right? But we are established real quick that they've been there maybe a month tops since the incident, because like their Gag City store, they haven't even found a storefront to do it in the town, right? This is all established within this first couple scenes here. And it seems like, but then there's other instances that make it seem like they've been over the Boogedy incident for a while, right?
Yeah, because they're so, like, and it seems like none of them had PTSD of it. They're all like, wow, that was creepy. It's probably just a joke that Dad played then moved on. Yeah, Jennifer's still like, fuck this town. Mm-hmm. Like, God damn it.
Yes.
But they have made a name for themselves in this town.
Already, right? So
like,
this is what
everyone
I can't figure
knows
out.
them.
That's what I'm saying, like, I can't figure it out, right? Because, and we'll get to it, but, like, there's a whole, like, appointing of an honorary mayor and things like that. And that just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't figure that one out properly. Unless he was too busy playing pranks on everybody in the house to actually go look for a storefront to establish, right?
Ugh.
So either way, this man drives up, goes inside, the whole house is dark, and then one by one, the family comes dressed in, like, cheesecloth.
Or I thought they were all supposed to be like dead brides.
Yeah, kind of, but dead brides who go, the spiders.
The spiders.
And I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I know we live in a world where
spiders suck.
Like, yeah, and stuff like that, but like, you guys saw real ghosts.
Do something
you know what they
better.
look like.
Yeah, also
right?
like, what, spiders are making ghosts now? What the fuck?
Right? But this guy is immediately like, ah, right? And
also,
then a giant spider falls from the ceiling and just basically drops on his head.
And they're all like, ha ha ha, got you. And he's like, you guys are so good at this. But it's also like, if you know that they're good at this, wouldn't at some point you just be sitting there like, guys,
that's
fuck,
what I mean.
just want to come over and hang out.
Okay, so...
Or like, listen, Brenda just told me she's trying to divorce me, and you're playing a practical joke. I'm on the end of my rope here.
Yeah.
And you guys are poking fun.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to have a drink and forget.
So
like,
that's what's established here, too, is that, okay, the man that they played a prank on is Eloise's brother.
Yes.
Right? The children's uncle, right? He also happens to work for Gag City.
It's like a family business.
Right? But not.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are both just, I don't know, middlemen or something. Because basically, one, he goes, every time I come and see you, you guys pull one over on me. And
How
I'm
many times has he come and seen them?
Right. There we go again.
Sorry.
This is why I had to preface that whole, like, I don't know how long it's been.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like it's if we're going by the establishment of he's like, hey man, you haven't found a storefront yet to even establish your Gag City franchise. Like, that's why he's here. He's like, why don't you come back? And they want you to be like district manager in charge of all sales or something.
Because
right?
they picked a town with 8 storefronts.
Yeah.
And all of them are occupied at the moment.
Oh man, god damn.
They had to go and murder the wax museum owner.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That.
Did it just blow your mind? What?
Yes, because there's a line, and I even wrote it down. There's a line from Mr. Weatherspoon as they do walk into the wax museum where they're like, oh man, where is it? Mr. Hamilton, who's the wax, he goes, Mr. Hamilton disappeared and left a house of wax, and one day I'll explain to you that story. And I'm like, will
That's
he?
the story I want to know now.
Yes, I'm like, does it connect to Boogedy? Like,
yeah.
Did he get haunted by him too? Like, what happened?
Right.
There's nothing there, right? That's like a lead up to nothing. But anyway, back to this thing where, every time I come and see you, pull one over on me. And I'm like, okay, so if you establish that every time they see you, they can pull a prank on you, and you know that that's the case, you fell for this, like, Ghost the Spiders gag?
Yeah. Not a great gag.
Not even a gag.
Yeah.
More like we were trying out a haunted house for them, you know?
So he's then like, where's Jennifer? She's kind of cute. And it's like, don't say that about your... That's like something I feel like he would have said. He didn't say it, but I feel like he would. Be like, where's your hot daughter? Be like, ew, what? So then it cuts to her, and she's walking...
never met Uncle Lewis.
Yeah. She's walking through the woods,
Wish
and
one granted.
For some reason, constantly, whenever they're outside, there's an animal yelling, help. And I didn't know.
What?
It's like, help! Help! It's like, it's constantly the outdoor noise when they're in the woods.
Wolf.
Yeah.
Right? They'll be like at the sand table in the middle of town, and it's like, I was like, what?
Did you not hear the wood noise? Every time they're outside, it's like, help!
Yeah, that's
help! And I was like, is someone screaming for help? What is happening? And I thought that's what she heard first, but then, no.
But also, there's nothing but thunder and lightning.
You're trying. You're sober. We're both sober.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
There's nothing but thunder and lightning outside their house at all times again.
Yeah.
Right? Like somebody had a machine out there and been like, all right, turn off the Gag City thunder and lightning machine. And then that's when he's like, hey, man, come back and work for Gag City in the city, you know? And he's like, nah, man, I just got established here, and, like, we'll figure it out. And he's like, whatever. And then we cut over to a town hall meeting in which they're about to
You skipped Jennifer getting spooked.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She's in the forest, and then, like...
Boogedy's like, hey, yo! And she's like, ah! And runs home, and everyone's like, you know Boogedy died. And she's like, guys, I'm scared. And they're like, shut up, Jennifer.
Yeah, fully in denial.
Again. And I'm like...
If your fully sane and conscious daughter told you that Boogedy is back, you should believe her. Oh. Like... But then this is that thing where... It's
like when Harry Potter was like, he said he's going to return. Everyone's like, he's just doing it for attention. And then they're like, oh shit, there's Voldemort. Oh, man. He's like, yeah, God. It's
funny that you mentioned Harry Potter because, like, there's some Harry Potter references in this one. Let me tell you that. Like, I feel like the entire, like, key is a port key over to Voldemort's cemetery.
I met a full-grown adult today that had never seen or read a Harry Potter movie.
I mean, I understand.
Actively. He bragged about it.
Oh, bragged?
And I was
Don't
like...
brag on it.
What are you flexing on not knowing Harry Potter? Yeah. Like, you're just... Now you don't get pop culture references. Yeah. Like, that just tells me you're sad.
I've seen Lord of the Rings, and I hate it.
God, I hate Lord of the Rings. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. On thingswehate.com. That's a podcast.
.com.
Yeah, it's just .com for fun.
Oh, that's the title?
thingswehate.com.
I like it.
So you're typing a note.
I know.
Like,
I'm
please
like, does it
add
exist?
This. Oh, probably 100%. Anywho, Diet Coke is hitting. My bump of Diet Coke. Half a glass, please. Yeah.
What's
so then
the granules.
Yeah. So then it'll drill less holes in my brain.
Cocaine.
It's once again every time you can tell when we don't like a movie.
Oh, thingswehate.com's available.
There has to already just be a complaining podcast. It says
buy this domain.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
What's buy it?
Done. No, thingswehate.com is just, I feel like that's Eliza Schlesinger's podcast.
Yeah.
Which she just complains about every dude in the world.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
So anyway, yeah. You're absolutely right. You can tell when we just do not like a movie versus like, oh, I thoroughly enjoyed this bad movie.
I got to get home and shower and shave. So come on, chop to it, buddy. Shit, shower, shave. 3 S's.
Right.
Yeah. So we flash over to a town hall meeting. We've got Eugene Levy. He's there, looking like a young snack. Pretty hot, but he's also
Mr. Lynch.
Yeah. Not a great name for a white guy.
No.
Back up. That's worse than the time, like, you know the Christmas song where it's like, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go.
Yeah.
And it's got the whip crack noise where it's like, dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
favorite Christmas song because I like to pretend I'm cracking a whip. So once I was doing it, and I turned to my black friend, and I was like, da-da-da. Like, as I was doing it, I turned to him, and I was like, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I didn't think about that. I just love this Christmas song. And he's like, I know you didn't mean it, but damn. I'm so sorry, Joe.
I always liked that my high school band would play it every year, and there was the one percussionist who got to have the wood block with the hinge on it. Yeah, that would
damn,
make the
that would
clap.
make me so jealous.
I mean, the clap, and I was just like, yes. Right?
Okay. Yes. So Eugene Levy's there. Don't know how that happened. Oh yeah, he's really like angry, and he's Mr. Lynch, and he's bitter about everything. And it seems like
Mr. Lynch apparently used to hold the town carnival, which is Lucy Fest.
Yeah, it's like their
used to have it on
Halloween
his property,
thing, but it's Lucifer,
right? And now he's, for what I can only determine is jealousy purposes, that everybody likes Carlton and the Davises, like, is trying to charge for the ability to have that on his property.
He just wants rent. He's like, can you guys like at least pay to have it on my property?
Right.
And they're like,
there's so much debris and junk, and there's like ghost and Satanism going on, and like possessions. Because that's another thing too, is like he seems very conservative, and the whole town's like, we believe in the third eye order, whatever the hell that
something
came
about
from.
the third eye and stickers. I don't know. What if they were all buttons and they're just stabbing them into their forehead? They're like,
yeah, they're like
third eye.
The third eye. Like basically, it's just some sort of gimmick that it seems like.
I think this
Carlton
whole
has
town
made
is
up.
minorly a cult, but they don't know it.
Right.
They're all like, ha 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 ha, but they're also sipping the Kool-Aid.
John Astin was doing in the first one, where he's like,
Yeah.
where am I?
I know.
What did I do
Sipping
last
that
night?
Kool-Aid,
It's
too
like,
much of it.
You know what you did.
You
worship the giant like honorary statue of fucking Boogedy in the cemetery. Why is it there?
Why do they even have a giant statue of him? We'll get to it. So, Eugene is very upset. Mr. Lynch is upset, and then they're like,
well, okay, I had to write these lines down because I think it's very funny. Is that like, so there's this one old lady that is kind of like a side character that keeps like following the children
she's
around and
also
stuff,
kind of mean,
right? And if anybody's seen like Revenge of the Nerds, it's the main nerd's like mom in the beginning, but it's also the wife of the actor who plays Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World.
Oh yeah,
I got that guy right. It's the wife of him in the movie Blind Date with Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger. I love Blind Date, love that movie.
Sure.
But either way, this woman, it's the same actress. Her name is escaping me, and we must move on. So, she's not very important, but she's just a side character that makes sly side comments for like
only
humor,
to Jennifer,
right?
Like she's basically just a bully to Jennifer.
Yeah,
and
down
that's
to the fact of like by the end of the movie, they're wearing the same Halloween costume.
I know.
They're both Glinda the Good
I
Witch from Wizard of
know,
Oz,
and they're like,
which
"This
another
is
weird Wizard of Oz
awkward."
reference,
Yeah,
since, like the last movie, and she goes, "I can remember," because like basically the debate is, do we pay Eugene Levy?
Or do we not
Mr.
have the
Lynch,
festival?
or do we not?
Which is
and she's
so
like,
dramatic.
I can remember. We've had a carnival for as long as I can remember, and which then Eugene Levy comes back and says, "I've had warts for as long as I can remember." And I was like, "That's not how you reveal that news."
Yikes!
And I really wish, like, here's the thing: is somewhere along the lines, like, because I did read. In the trivia for the first one, and it's the same writer and same director as the first one, so like it does fit. Like it's the director Oz Scott and writer Michael Janover, right? And somewhere in the trivia I read that one of them was, I think it was Janover, was working on the Airplane movie, and wanted to make a kind of like a ghost movie that was like in the same vein, right? So like Airplane's hilarious.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's just like the Naked Gun movies. It's the Zucker Brothers. It's great, right? So it's like, and then when Columbia basically like turned down his pitch for what I would assume is not actually like, you know, the Boogedy script, what it is now, you know, like basically, it says here that Boogedy itself It was originally envisioned by the writer Michael Janover as an airplane-style comedy that was watered down when Columbia Pictures rejected it and Disney picked it up, right? So, like, there are all these kind of things. Oh, the script was called Cheap Thrills, and it was a parody of horror films, and it was written as a vehicle for Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. So you can
So,
tell...
like, the original Scary Movie idea.
Kind of, I think so,
Yeah.
right? Or basically, it was probably like... Two dudes get super high and think everything they're seeing is like because they're high, right? I guarantee it's something like that because like that's where these jokes land.
Yeah.
In like some weird space of like sometimes they're like semi kind of
Here
sexual.
I was sober watching this film. Now I know how to understand it.
Right?
Like,
I think so, right? Because like you have a line like I've had warts for as long as I can remember, right? And the adult version of this would literally have a full room, like, with, like, awkward looks after that, being like, oh, holy shit, right? This just moves on. Like, that wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a statement.
You're like, okay, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Mr. Lynch, you should get that checked out. And then...
Yikes, stop touching raw chicken.
He's also upset because this year he is not honorary mayor.
Which they used to give to him just because of his land. They were like, great, cool. We get to use your land for free. You get to be honorary mayor. It's honorary mayor of Lucy Fest.
Oh, it's not honorary mayor.
It's not honorary mayor.
Lucifer
It's like,
Falls?
it's honorary mayor of Lucy Fest.
Well,
but we
why
also
isn't just
never
the
even
mayor
meet the
in
real
charge?
mayor.
Who is the mayor?
I don't know. It's basically just like the person, the status symbol. It's a
So-
popularity contest,
Okay.
I'm sure.
But what I'm confused is like, why isn't there just the mayor
I don't know.
just taking care
Yeah.
of Lucy Fest?
So it's a great question.
I also don't understand what Lucy Fest is celebrating. Really, I would assume it's supposed to celebrate the township and heritage and stuff like that. But
it's also like Halloween. I think
Yeah.
it's just like their Halloween festival, but they name it after
it was
their
just
own
an
town.
excuse
Yeah,
for the Disney Channel to have a Halloween-esque movie
I
with
know.
ghosts in it.
Yeah, real.
Like,
So yeah, then
so now Carlton, Carlton Davis is the honorary mayor this year, and he pitches, why don't we do it
it's called Lucy Fest. Why don't we have it in the town square,
Right.
the town of Lucy?
right? So
Everyone's
they're
like, "Oh my god,
they're
the town
like,
square,
"Holy
the town square!
shit!"
That's where the first one was
'Cause
held."
you're right. What did you say that? Oh, you said they were on a cult. I thought when you were saying that earlier, I thought you were going to say that they're all a little bit on the spectrum.
Oh,
Because they're all like, what? Mind
Yeah.
blown.
they're all
Holy
little OCD,
shit, right?
Like, we had it at the farm last year. It'll be at the
Oh my
farm
God,
again in the next year.
Like, oh my God, is that what was happening in the other town over when they like put a banner across the street, like, and had like a merry-go-round
And like a dog
Weird.
parade.
Yeah.
Go trick or treating in their trunks of their cars. Gosh.
Because that's every town like parade.
Yeah. So then,
Lard ass.
then I forgot what happens in the rest of the
so
movie.
then they just cuts over to being like, hey, you want to go check out this like abandoned wax museum that'd be perfect for the Gag City franchise store? And he's like, yeah. And they just like break down the door.
Yeah.
Like literally break down the door. It's established that this place was abandoned by Mr. Hamilton that just disappeared. And that's never explained beyond Mr. Witherspoon's like comment.
But it's-
I'll tell you later. Because Witherspoon's basically the historical. He's doing the same job as his quote brother. That's why I think like, because I read about it's his brother from like kind of the IMDb trivia.
Yeah.
So like part of me says that it is his brother, and another part of me says because he dresses just as weird. Like it's top hat versus pirate hat. That's the only difference in their outfit. I'm thinking it's supposed to be the same dude. He's just not as creepy.
Yeah.
As John Astin, right? So, because he's got all the historical knowledge and information of like anything that we as an audience need for exposition purposes.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Well, then, so they get into this. This is just like a creepy town. And this is like a town that if I went to, I'd be like, all right, you guys are sucking the dick of Halloween a little bit too much. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, Lucy Fest, it's our Easter festival. Like, like, what the heck? Because they're like, this wax museum is legitimately, they're like, like, so one of the jokes that they say when they're looking at all the figures, one of them is supposed to be Jack the Ripper. He's like, Jack the Ripper, is that his wife? And they're like,
Mrs. Ripper? Yeah.
They're like, not exactly. Like, I'm like, gosh, Dan. Then there's a guy in a well.
That was a whore,
Yeah.
like Maid Marian.
Like, it really doesn't make any sense what this wax museum is supposed to be, because it's even like, here's a vampire. It's like a wax museum of like scary,
classic, like
classic
Universal
horror, yeah.
monsters and classy horror. Yeah, classy horror.
Classy horror.
Yeah, because okay, the things that I can identify that I can remember is Dracula.
Yes.
But the Dracula looks like Jim Carrey in Once Bitten when he has that dream sequence as Dracula. Very specific, I know. Sorry. There is Abbott from Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's in like a safari hat, but it's more the overweight.
Is that the one that they put in the well?
That's the one where
There's a well. There's someone in a well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is in a well. Yeah, which I don't
like,
know.
is that
I've never
supposed to be
seen
a
Abbott
sewer
and Costello
monster?
Meet the Mummy,
I don't know.
so I don't know. But I know that's what they look like. And then there's a Wolfman, and there's Jack the Ripper, and a prostitute in that same diorama, and
Sex worker.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Sex work.
It is. It's the
I
PC
know.
term. Yeah, and then they're like, this is perfect for the gag shop. And I'm like, how?
If it turned into what we were talking about in the last episode, like a shitty Halloween club that's going to be
not
open
even that. It's like,
365.
you might as well just open a wax museum.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
But
and
Gag
put a
City's
corner
gonna
with
pay
gags.
the mortgage,
Yeah,
so it's
like,
got to be Gag City, Jared. Come on.
it's so stupid. And then they don't even set up shelves when they have the shop established.
It's just
we'll
in
get
like
there. We'll get
cauldrons
there.
or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Like-
but so is all the general store shit in Mr. Lynch's general store.
Mr. Lynch's general store just has whatever he pulled out of his goddamn closet. Mr. Lynch is an idiot too.
Yeah,
This whole
who
town is a
somehow
town
doesn't
full
know
of
his own
dummies.
product and also sells gag gifts
It
in barrels.
seems like okay. So
It's like
my idea for this city is that it's actually the progressive version of the Village, but this new family moved in and didn't realize it was like off the map because like it seems like no one does anything to make money. It seems like there are no actual stores, that people don't buy anything from the stores. It looks like they're all just trading goods. Like
well, here's the
someone's like giving away ice cream that's weird flavors that he just spent the weekend making.
ice cream with onions.
Chocolate ice cream with onions is the secret ingredient.
Yeah,
Chocolate
like fried
surprise.
onions.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Fried onions would have been good, but like raw onions, like whoa, dude, come on.
So here is the list in my head of actual established jobs that we see on screen. Gravedigger.
Yep. People gotta die.
Fortune teller.
Is it a real job?
I don't know because I mean she does seem to be running a tarot card situation during the festival.
Yeah.
So I don't know. General store owner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Gag City store owner.
Gag City store owner. Right. Right across the street from each other. It's like Starbucks and Starbucks.
Yeah.
And a historical society curator.
That's not a job. That's usually volunteer work.
Is it?
I think so.
You don't get paid by the government?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's usually like some old person that's like, well, I need something to do
I'm
during
a
the day.
librarian.
Yeah.
Sorry, librarians.
Librarians are great. They love us.
They're real jobs.
They love everyone.
Right, they're listening to us right now.
Yeah.
And
They're
it's
like,
probably
"Well,
too
I gotta
loud.
know. Why did they
With
curse?
their earbuds and it's too loud still. Shh, just shushing us. Anyway, that's gone on way too long. That's all I can think of. That's all I got. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see what the main source
Yeah.
import export situation is.
I don't
know
get
what's
it.
going on.
So,
And also, where are the falls
yeah,
in Lucifer Falls?
they're out of town.
Yeah. They live on the edge of the town with the
Yeah.
fortune teller.
Yeah.
Which I love this. Okay, so this is where the fortune teller does come into play,
Mhm.
right? She's just standing still like a wax figure, and he's like, "Honey, this one talks," and it's like it's her, and she's real. And then Mr. Witherspoon is like, hey, this is whatever her name is. It's Medinska. Yep, I wrote it right.
Okay.
This is Medinska. She lives on the edge of town. I was like, okay.
What else would she live on the edge of? Like, she lives on the edge.
Living on the edge.
For glory. She's Lady Gaga.
Dressed like that.
Yeah.
Like, she's got this crazy ass hair.
Ass hair.
Ass hair. And she basically holds a mini crystal ball reading for everybody, and it's like, Boogedy's coming back. And once again, mother and father are like, bullshit.
We sucked him up into a vacuum. Please.
It's
like,
so like, how could you? All right, so your daughter says that she's seen him, right? You just dealt with the situation, and now a fortune teller, which, like, in a world where you just fought ghosts, I don't think you can call bullshit even on fortune telling anymore. Like, this is the world you live in now, right? You live in Lucifer Falls, right? A place in which needs to advertise its houses on the market, but with an extra additional hanging sign that says, not really haunted. I think you kind of gotta believe at this point, right? But he doesn't. And then we go on. The movie goes on, right? So the kids go and see Eugene Levy and ask him if they can hang a poster for, is it for Gag City or is it for Lucy Falls?
It's
festival?
for, like, I thought it was for, it's Gag City's grand opening taking place at Lucy Falls, or Lucy Fest.
Wow. I mean, you might as well capitalize on it, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when else are people coming
Well,
out
because
of
they
doors?
were like, oh my god, we'll host our own seance. Basically rip off the storyteller that we just made fun of.
Yeah.
We're going to rip off her gig and do it in our store, and it'll also be our grand opening. So they're going around and, like, handing out posters to the businesses. And, of course, they go to the rival business of Eugene Levy. Like, kids, you got bad brains up in there, and it comes straight from the top. It's all your parents' fault.
So, they see him, and he clearly doesn't know what his joke kaleidoscope things do.
It's like he
like,
stole
that's
them
never
from
been
Gag
funny.
City and was like, I'm going to put it over here.
I mean, it might be funny in real life, but, like, I've never seen it in real life. I've only seen it in movies,
Yeah.
and it's never funny in movies.
Yeah.
Why is this always a joke that comes into play sometimes, like binoculars or something?
Yeah.
That, and, like, I've always been curious with the gag, like, do you have to keep shoe polishing it?
Does it, like, just...
Like, or does it
or is
create
it a
its own
stamp?
shoe polish? Because that's the thing, is he picks it up, and
it's like he
smears on
didn't
his
even
eye.
know his own gags.
Right?
So I think he just stole the trash from Gag City of their broken things. I was like, I'll put these out.
Put them in a wooden barrel in the queue line.
I know.
And was like, oh, these will be good, like, what do they call, like, cash register
And even the
gifts?
kids are like, hey, these are all broken. And he's like, they're perfect. Like, great.
Right?
And then he, like, rips their poster up. And
So
they're
they
like, God, he's a
also
dick.
see in the corner a cloak and pilgrim hat, very similar to what Jennifer saw in the forest.
See, I thought that was in the Historical Society.
No, that was in his in his store on a coat rack.
Well, then how come Mr. Weatherspoon later is like, oh, this is a historical thing, and it's gone?
There's one in there too. See, this movie is trying to be clever and establish red herrings for no reason. Like we know Boogedy is a real thing.
Yeah.
So why is it trying to cast shadows of a doubt when we have seen the apparition of Boogedy already? We have seen it like moan and everything. It's like whether or not Eugene Levy is going around scaring people as Boogedy, we also know that real Boogedy exists.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is muddying the waters of this plot, right? Because what happens next is, Carlton gets the idea to, like you said, do a seance, right? In a scene in which he pulls a mask out of the fridge, or like a disembodied head.
Yeah.
And I guess he planted in there for a gag that didn't pay off, so he's like, let me grab that head.
Like all of his gags.
Right? And then the head squirts water like all of his jokes do.
I know.
And this is a scene where, like, I didn't write what else was going on that, like, caused this trigger, but, like, there's a moment that him and Eloise have where she gives him like the hardest fuck me eyes from across the table, and the kids are like, ew, right? Which made me write, these two are having ridiculously like
crazy
raging,
sex,
sex, right? Like, and it shows in another scene later where he's possessed by Boogedy, spoiler alert, and she's like kind of like not now, instead of being like, this is weird.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, you want to role play Boogedy again? You know, yes, I want to kidnap the children and then hold them for ransom until you sleep with me.
He would too.
Right?
She's like, storyline's kind of old, but all right.
Just kidding, yeah. But not really.
Just coming. Just coming.
Just coming. Just coming.
That's their sex.
And then she does. And then she does.
She goes.
There it is.
Their sex is very great.
Okay, so the boys are asleep, and they happen to wake up in the middle of the night, and they go down to the basement, and this is where they see like a green outlined Beetlejuice door.
Don't they find the key first?
Yeah, that's right.
They find a glowing key,
and then they see the green outlined door, and then that key must be a port key from Harry Potter, because it immediately transports them into a graveyard.
Sorry, what kind of lazy writing was J.K. Rowling doing for that? She's like, this is a Scrinkle Bob, and then she's like, this is a port key.
A portal. That's a key. Is a port key. A key port. I've thought that many times. That and the fact that like there's like, sorry, Harry Potter tangent for a second.
Yeah.
There is like 5 to 6 ways of means of transportation to get you around, and like each one of them is only told to you when you need it for like the end of each subsequent each book. Yeah. Right? Where it's like, for 5 movies now, we've been going around via broomstick, and then you tell me about this port key that gets me there instantly. Yeah, because you're gonna need it.
But also,
plot device by the end.
Next movie, you'll be able to just like do it. You'll just be able to
through chimneys
teleport
that are all around you.
Well, chimneys is the second one, but then eventually they can, whenever they're learning their newts, they can just like whoop,
right,
and go to a new place. I forget what that one's called.
I don't know.
Someone sound
the one
off
where
in
they
the
like
comments.
spin into a spiral out of nowhere and just suck up into infinity.
Yeah, and then they pop back in.
Yeah.
Like it's part of their owls or their newts or something.
Right? You'd think transportation would be one that you teach early on.
Right? Like, well, they're kids. They're irresponsible. But we gave them magic.
Maybe not battle.
But they all know the 3 most dangerous curses that kill everyone, but we just trust them not to say it. Like, there's like a 10-year-old that like picked up Dad's wand and was like, ha, Vada Kedavra. Oh, right? Shit.
One that got bullied and straight up like, damn.
Or, no, I'm saying the kid that like found the wand and like said something as a joke, but then like killed his best friend or something. Like got into the wand safe. Shit like that, man.
Oh, man.
Wizarding World is a lot darker than we thought.
Highly irresponsible. Man.
Lock up your spells, dude.
Oh, man. There needs to be
Stuff's
wand
not
control.
Candy, yeah. Need wand laws. This is a weird podcast episode. Yes. So, what's happening? Are they at their fake seance
yet?
So
they go into
they go into the door.
Yeah.
The Beetlejuice door.
That's what I mean. Is like, okay, so there's a full on, and first, because it's established, they like wake up when they like see the statue and it like talks to them or something, and they're like, oh God, a dream, right? And you would think, yeah, it is, but then they wind up going to the graveyard later on, and nope, there's a Boogedy statue, and he's reaching out to something, I don't know, and I don't know who would make a gigantic Boogedy grave headstone.
They're like, he was a terrible person, and he also probably killed a child, and
held
possibly
a woman
the mom.
For like forced affection.
Yeah.
He sold his soul to the devil. But I mean, it is Lucifer Falls, so like there was a general store for devil things. Yeah. Probably.
He was a bad person, but that's like Germany being like, we should probably put up a Nazi statue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hitler's statue would look good in the center of Germany, don't you guys think? And they're like, no. What? Like,
Boogedy and let Boogedy.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, he trieth.
Yeah.
he trieth real hardeth.
Oh gosh. Oh gosheth. Yes. Excuse me. That was the devil.
There you go.
Yeah. So of course, guess what happens when the kids are like, "Dad, we've got a problem."
Yeah.
He plays a joke, and then, like, I don't know if he actually does, but he probably does.
Yeah. The kids go to the grave of Boogedy, and this is where they meet Lazarus the Gravedigger, right? Played by Vincent Schiavelli, which
they couldn't get Price, so they're like, we still got to get a Vincent,
right? Most famously is the subway ghost in Ghost. Remember the one that like teaches him to push things?
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's like, "Don't talk to me, get off my train." Right?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, so now he's not the ghost. Or, he was the organ grinder with the monkey on his shoulder villain in Batman Returns.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got for him.
He was cool.
Right? Passed away in 2005.
Oh, R.I.P.
But iconic look.
Yeah.
You know? And still playing kind of creepy, but like he's just like, "I'm the gravedigger." And they're like, "Okay." And then he just follows them around and then goes back to their fake seance, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, everyone.
I guess I'm a character
like,
now.
"Hey, Vincent." And it's not Vincent, it's Lazarus. And then he's done. It was like a cameo, I guess, kind of, right?
I mean, I thought you had to be well known to have a cameo.
If you look into his IMDb, like,
he's got stuff. Okay,
yeah, it's a lot of stuff from back in that time,
Yeah.
too. A lot of shows, too. So, this is where I wrote, this seance is so boring.
It's stupid. So, like, the whole thing behind it is, like, a little car telephone thing goes around.
It's like a ladybug telephone, Fisher-Price, like the Fisher-Price phone with the eyes.
Yeah. They can clearly see that, like, or, like, they clearly know it's their dad on the other side, and he's like, "I'm the spirit talker." What is his name? Spirit Master.
Who's also a spirit?
Isn't the Spirit Master God? If you believe in that. Like, I don't, but, like, wouldn't he be
Lucifer.
considered, the Spirit Master?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a ladybug telephone and root toot toots are on the
Tommy's like,
table.
Weird. There's going to be other masters in my life.
Yeah. Oh, my.
So, he's, like, basically Wizard of Ozing it, another Wizard of Oz reference, where he's, like, on a microphone.
Pay no attention to the dad behind the curtain.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my
and I'm
God.
like, what is with this obsession with Wizard of Oz in both of these movies?
Yeah.
So, he's like, call upon anybody you like, and basically, I'll pretend to be him, you know? And all this is going on while Eugene Levy is sabotaging Gag City's outside electrical fuse box and crosses a wire, electrocutes himself, and electrocutes Carlton. And you would think that would be, like, the trigger to, like, either the two of them, like, switch bodies, which would be a normal, like,
That'd
Disney
be wacky.
switcheroo, you know, or I don't know, the ghost goes into both of them or anything. No, all this does is causes the Boogedy statue to split open in the graveyard.
I don't get it.
And then cause you as an audience member to see spots, because that's how Boogedy appears.
See, I thought it was that like they called on Boogedy.
Yeah, but it was all a joke. So all you gotta do is like joke about it, be like, "I call ye Trantor."
No, but I thought they called Boogedy, and then Boogedy was like trying to or like starting to come out, but then the electrical thing like happened at the same time.
So it's
was my understanding. I guess, yeah.
It's so muddy.
Probably not. Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, that's the video quality.
So after this, so the next night, I don't know, Carlton hears something out in the front yard and goes out in the front yard, and this is where Boogedy just possesses him by being a flying orb that touches his nose, and then he now is Boogedy.
Right?
That's it. Right? And then he's like, "Get me my cloak back." And I'm like, wait a minute. Nobody knows where it is.
Yeah.
In the first movie, like the middle kid, David Faustino,
he
just flipped it.
Boogedy boo.
Boogedy boo, and it disappeared into thin air.
And it boogedy bounced.
And that was it, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what's going to happen now because nobody knows where it is. So then they're back at the wax museum, and this is where Carlton is dressed like a Ghostbuster.
Yeah. But like the Ghostbuster suit is also like it doubles as one of those inflatable sumo suits.
Yeah.
I don't get what's happening in this movie from this point on. Like
Because-
this is where I jumped in with you while you were finishing it. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, cool, I still don't get it."
So
I just don't get anything.
So Eloise is dressed as a pilgrim,
Mm-hmm.
right? A pilgrim woman.
Oh, so while he was possessed, it kind of showed him being like, I gotta get Eloise back, but not fully.
do
Like,
you
there
mean?
was something... You're skipping the scene where they're like, hey, this pilgrim costume got stolen last night. The Historical Society.
Oh.
The pilgrim costume got stolen. And he was like, this is really bad. Because this is when I walked in and I distract you from the scene.
Oh, okay.
So the Mr. Weatherspoon is like, this costume went missing last night, and it's
Sure.
like an exact replica of Marianne's Maiden Marianne's costume or
So
outfit.
like any pilgrim
Yeah,
outfit.
exactly. Every
An
pilgrim
exact
outfit, right?
replica.
And
An
then
exact stereotypical replica.
yeah, so they're gearing up for the festival that is the next day. So I guess she's already wearing it, but Carlton is already like, I got you this sexy outfit. You should wear it. And she's like, and that was her moaning. What else
Accurate.
would it be? And so then they're in the store, and Carlton is like, come to me, Marianne.
Because he's possessed by Boogedy.
Yeah.
And Boogedy thinks that Eloise, dressed as a pilgrim, looks like Maid Marian, I guess. The woman he was obsessed with 300 years ago.
Yeah.
And the whole curse and everything.
And this is funny because this is whenever Eloise is like, oh, I'm going towards you. Oh, I'm going away. Oh, you got me. Oh, you don't.
Because
Like,
I'm like, these two have role-played Boogedy before.
oh, they have. There is no doubt about it that they've boogedy boned.
Oh.
That was a stupid one. Please don't laugh. Come on.
No, I liked it.
So did Eloise.
Boogedy, boogedy, bone.
Just coming.
Boogedy. Boom.
Blast. Yes.
Yeah, because he's just like, come to me, Marian, my bride. And she's like, oh, not now, Carlton.
She's like, come on, we got to finish setting up.
Right?
He's like, all right.
Later, you can kidnap one of the boys.
But then he
It
like,
could be Jonathan, and I'll pretend to not want you, and then I'll give in.
he gets like upset and he starts floating. And she's like-
he starts inflating.
Yeah.
And then the inflation also makes him float. He looks like one of the three storms in Big Trouble in Little China, the one that can like inflate himself.
Yeah.
I know you don't know.
I don't.
But
You can see it in my eyes when I just go, uh-huh.
yeah, you shake like yeah.
Yeah,
Moving on.
sure. Keep going because I don't know it.
You nod your head in agreement of something like there's nothing there. I can
Yeah.
see it. It's
I
great. Go
glaze
watch
over.
it. No, that's
do
what
have to
everybody
watch it.
should
That's
be
a good
watching
one.
instead of this movie. Even all you Disney files out there, you should watch Big Trouble in Little China. Not this right now. Let me tell you. But yeah, he looks just like that, or like you said, an inflatable like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Spirit Halloween Store
Yeah.
or something, or like the sumos, like you said. And then the scene's just over.
She's like, we've got a problem.
Yeah, but do we?
I don't really know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we did skip a scene in which Jennifer woke up the night before this
Mm-hmm.
and saw him floating by horizontally her room, and then as he's floating by, like, just kidding, just kidding, and he's at the end of the hall and she sees him, just kidding, and oh god, here's just this whole just kidding thing
Yeah.
just gets old. Like,
Very old.
because then they call over the
madam, the seance
Madam
lady.
Madinska,
Yeah.
right? And she comes over, and that's where he's like floating in the stairwell, like
He's like, boogedy, just kidding. Boogedy, just kidding.
no, he's floating, and this is what's weird, where it's like you see two things that are very similar to Beetlejuice, and yet Beetlejuice came after this.
Yeah, it's like, dun,
right?
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, because he's like floating in the stairwell like he's Winona Ryder at the
Yeah.
end of Beetlejuice. But, like, it's just this up and down motion and be like, Boogedy! Just kidding! Boogedy! Just kidding.
A weird possession.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, too, is, like, because he seems to have no conscious memory of what he does during this once they get they get Boogedy out of him, right? Like, in about 5 minutes.
It still sounded like you're trying to say, like, he boogedy booked it. Like, he boogedied out of him.
So why is Carlton doing this just kidding bit?
I think it's, like, supposed to be showing that, like, he's still there. He's still inside. Yeah.
I never understand this, too. Okay.
It's like they're there and they're fighting it. Like,
all possession and ghost, like, trope movies where this whole, like, I know you're still in there, fight it thing. Why is that a thing in, like, all ghost and possession movies?
I understand the whole, like,
hope of, like, you're in there.
Yeah, it's like two people inside one body and, like, they're fighting over it.
But, I mean,
yeah.
For me to say it's a trope, it's like it happens so much, and they always, like, win over the ghosts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bullshit. Like, they were weak enough to let him in the first place.
Nothing's
They'd be
changed.
Dead. If anything, he's more cool and powerful.
Yeah. Leave him. He's fine.
Right?
Let the old Carlton die.
So, at this point, the Sands doesn't do anything, or, like, she's trying to figure out what's going on, and then he floats down to the basement, finds the key, puts it into the glowing door again, and the glowing door has stopped becoming, like, a door to the graveyard and turned into...
Now it's a safe?
Yes!
It's a hidden safe behind a picture?
Which
I don't
is
know.
where the cloak was stored?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a weird use of Horcruxes. God.
So
that's why he keeps coming back. He separated himself into 7 different pieces.
Right?
Jeez.
This is my... This is my pilgrim shoe buckle.
Yeah.
And that will be 1. This is my scarlet letter, and this will be 2.
This is the stake at which I burnt that witch, which is a little bit weird because I'm also a witch, but, you know, people listen to me.
Well, she's a woman.
Yeah.
She can't be witches.
Oh, no.
Is this 2018?
Yeah, and he pulls his cloak out, and
Equality?
Then... Yeah. So then Carlton starts chasing the family, like, around the house.
Because he's got the cloak on, he's glowing like Boogedy. He is Boogedy, basically, inside his body.
And then it's revamped the ghost rules.
Okay. Oh, God.
So now ghosts can...
possess your body, and then your body
New
gets
movie,
to...
new rules.
Yeah, I know, right? Your body then gets to be like a ghost and can now not be... tangent. It can pass through walls like you're a ghost.
Okay, so also keep in mind this is the middle of the night. Like they all woke up. Yeah.
It seems like the climax.
Yeah. So they all wake up in the middle of the night and like they're like, "Oh, follow Dad. What's happening?" "Wow, oh no, he got the cape." And he starts chasing him around.
Right.
So they go into one room, they close the door, and then he floats through the wall and they're like, "Ah!"
He also looks like he's wearing silver face paint.
Yeah. He's very glossy.
And
he was at Pride
all this
right
is
before
happening,
this.
Uncle, I'm just going to call him Uncle Louie. I never actually
I don't
know
remember his name.
Way. He has driven back up to the house in the middle of the night, and he has a full-on, like, black gorilla costume.
And he's like, "Man, I'm going to get him so good." And you can hear screaming from the house.
Yeah.
And he looks through the window, and he sees Carlton floating and going, "Boogedy, boogedy." And he's like, all right.
I didn't think he saw him.
I thought he did.
No, because he actually gets into the house and he still hears these muffled screams which sound like they're super
the
far
person
away.
that saw him is
Eugene Levy.
Because
right.
Eugene Levy's
also
like,
on the outside of the house.
You stole a magic cape, and that's why everyone likes you, because you moved to this town with a magic cape and made them like you.
Right.
And I was like, okay.
How'd you figure that one out,
kind
buddy?
of nerd?
Like, how'd you piece all that together, too?
Oh.
Being like, magic cape, everybody likes you.
Yeah. So then, the gorilla just walks in the house. Do they not have locks? They don't believe in locks. Was this before locks were invented?
I don't understand
I was
how
like,
he thinks
you're
this is a good idea.
asking to be murdered. This whole family is like, let's be super irritating and not lock our doors.
Well, because ghosts pass through doors, so I feel like they've already dealt with that.
Yeah. So they all end up in the master bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
The gorilla just opens the front door and starts yelling.
Yeah.
The uncle's like, "Ah!" Like they're all gonna be in the foyer of the house at 2 a.m. Like, what the fuck? And then he's like, "Oh, they're all upstairs screaming. I should probably go up there."
Right.
So then,
but also not like investigate, see if there's a problem because there's screaming by multiple individuals.
No.
Let's still waltz into the master bedroom and do the same thing. Like, ah! Like, dude, you might have just walked into like a brutal family murdering.
I would have liked that movie a lot more. Except if
Or
they were all
Boogedy just
brutally
did him in
murdering
right
the
here.
dad. Oh no. They all come and they're like, "Your jokes are fucking stupid."
Oh, I thought you meant like the dad taken over by Boogedy does like a Shining kind
No,
of
they all kill him.
Or-
He's
or
going
Amityville.
down. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, then it like somehow that tickles Boogedy's feelings
Okay,
and he laughs.
so he's
like,
shooting.
"Boogedy."
He's shooting lightning like the Emperor again, Emperor Palpatine, out of his fingertips. But it's not a lightning noise; it's a laser gun noise. Right? It actually sounds like any of the laser guns in Star Wars. So we've got our sound effects wrong too.
Yeah.
And then he sees him in gorilla suit and then turns into like, I don't know, Lenny from like Mice of Men. Just like,
Boogedy. Boogedy. And like, of course, everything just starts getting covered in flowers.
also like, I don't know about you, but like, I don't understand how somebody is just like, I'm going to take upon myself the namesake of which the kids tormented me with because of that. And like, now that's like a noun, a verb, an adjective, boogedy. Boogedy,
Yeah.
boogedy, 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 boogedy. Hey, I just boogedied in your boogedy.
Just stop
You
saying
know?
that word. I hate that word now.
It's... I just don't understand why even the ghost as a character who is... It's not like he's one of those repetitive ghosts.
Yeah.
You know, like who's just like, I have to say the same name over and over again for the
'Cause
rest
I'm
of my life.
doomed. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
God,
just what he
boogedy.
does.
Somebody listening to me, boogedy. You know? No. He's just being like, boogedy you and boogedy me. You know? Like...
Just a bad ghost.
Yeah. And so, I don't know, he starts zapping things around the room and just zapping the walls and making like fake flowers come out of them.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, like the niceness of the room makes him not possessed.
Yeah. And the ghost just goes, "Okay, bye," and shoots out of him.
Right? This is horse shit.
Yeah. So then they
I'd like to imagine, okay, so never mind. I just thought
Great.
of it.
Thank you.
Right. Oh, that's right. Oh, the uncle, like, somehow gets the cloak off of him.
No, I thought they just took it off. They were
Well,
like,
they
"Yeah,
say
man."
you saved him.
They say they saved him because he came in and made a joke and made him laugh. And they were like, you saved him. And it's
He
like, well, he
trieth.
didn't really.
He
The
trieth.
movie trieth. Oh, it trieth. Trieth my nerves.
Trieth my patience.
Yeah. So then, like, the uncle's like, "That was a great gag. Get that lightning and all these flowers. I don't know how you did it." And then Carlton's like, "I don't know where I am." Like,
I don't know what happened.
actually phased by it. And they're like, "Ha ha ha, let's go put the cloak on a hanger."
Yeah.
Like this dangerous cloak they put on a hanger and hang it up next to their back door. And they're like, "Let's have some 3 a.m. coffee."
Mm-hmm.
Hey, kids. And so they're all downstairs and they're like, do. And they're like, "Man, where'd that cloak go?"
No, I think it's the same shot even, too. It's one of those things where it's like, we show it being hung up, the camera pans over to everybody at the table, and then within the same shot, pans back over and it's gone.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, you guys are just horrible, like, at life. Like, you're just failing left and
Yeah.
right. And then it shows Eugene Levy stole it, and he's like, I will hold the power now, you know, or whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, that's basically it.
And then here we are at the Lucy Fest the next morning. And that's all going on. Like I said, Jennifer and the old lady are having a costume competition between themselves who can be the better Glenda the Good Witch.
Yeah.
And
Uncle shows up and he's like, "This must be everyone in the world."
Yeah.
Because he's only met 20 people in his life, and more than 20 is insane. God.
And then even though Eloise rehearsed the seance in a fortune teller costume.
She's back in that pilgrim bitch.
Which seems only to be for the plot device later that Boogedy sees Marion.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like, wait a minute, no, maybe that's why this whole seance thing, which is not working out, like, okay, I love this bit, right? They have a mom
that's what I would have
and
done.
a child, and then the phone rolls up to them, and there's Carlton on the other end of the microphone again. I guess he got a new microphone because the other one fried out, and he goes, "Who do you want to call, little girl?" And she goes, "Nobody." And just hangs up the phone, and I'm like, yes.
The phone call starts out too. He's like, "Ho ho ho! Guess who it is?" And she's like, "Santa." And it's like, he's like, "No." And it's like, "Well, what do you expect?"
Right? And he goes,
"You
"I'm
started with
the
ho ho ho."
Spirit Master.
Yeah,
like you're a moron.
Yeah, that's an
Right?
understatement.
Also, Santa doesn't exist in this town.
I know.
It's definitely Jack Skellington who comes by.
So then, like,
this is the town he destroyed.
The kids walk in and their parents are like, "God, we hate this family."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, it's Mr. Lynch and he's got the cape on. And everyone turns around and they're like, "Oh no. Oh wait, it's Mr. Lynch." And they all just like walk out and walk past him. They're like, "God, Mr. Lynch sucks too."
Well, okay.
They're like, "Why is everyone in this town actually
this is where
suck?"
they beg him. They're like, "We'll be your friend. He's just lonely." Right?
Yeah.
Because he's still kind of conscious. Like, he's not possessed like Carlton was.
Oh, I don't think he's possessed at all. He just
No.
has the cape on.
Right? Which
But-
sounds like a good deal to me. And he
Yeah.
looks like he can weld it better than Boogedy could.
Yeah.
You know?
So what he does, he activates all the wax figures and they turn into people.
Right.
Well, they already were people. Like, they were like, "Just don't move while we
Okay.
film you for 10 seconds."
Because we skipped this. Is like, there are like 4 to 5 scenes in the wax museum. Right?
Yeah.
And all the wax figures are the actual actors who will then be portraying them when they're alive later on. So their job on set for numerous scenes, and God knows how many takes, was to stand still in the same position. One of them being Dracula with a full-on open, like, hissing mouth. Like,
Yeah. And they're also all wearing gag stuff.
Yeah, they're
Like-
wearing gag stuff over top of it, right? So, like, you have all these characters in these poses that have to stand still. All these actors who have to stand still for all this horrible dialogue and
Way
everything
too much
going
time,
on,
too.
right? And, like, it's obvious so many times that they're real people because, like, there's sway to them or something. And, like, it just all these things. So they finally get to walk around, and then they, like, terrorize the Lucy Fest for a good minute.
Yeah.
Exactly. Until they, like, turn off.
They all stop. This is the part that got confusing for me, because they all stop because something happens with...
Well, this should be the climax. This should be important. Like, this whole live wax figure thing, like, they should be Boogedy's minions or something.
Oh, so the cape, basically Carlton goes to the graveyard. The 2 little boys follow him, and the cape possesses him to put it on the statue for some reason. Not entirely sure what happened there. So then he puts it on the statue, and Boogedy comes back to life with the cape on. And so
The
Carlton's
statue breaks
magic, I
down
guess, is
like
done.
Zool, the gargoyle.
That one I get. So then, like, the wax figures are, like, done. But
Yeah,
that was, like,
just done.
that was, like 4 or 5 p.m.,
Yeah.
right? So then...
now it's nighttime.
Yeah, it's nighttime.
As if nothing happened. If the whole town was not just terrorized by a real vampire.
Carlton's
Wolfman.
like, "All right, gotta get the last wax figure back inside." And then the kids come running back and they're like, Dad, it's Boogedy. He's really back. He's got his cape. Go! Get
and
out
he's
of
still
here."
like, is this a joke?
Yeah.
And you're like, what is your deal, dude? You were possessed.
Oh, I hate this man. I hate him so
Yesterday,
much.
you were possessed.
Yeah. And then, so Boogedy does show up.
You're still dealing with putting back in your merchandise into your store that just ran loose and terrorized an entire town, and you're asking if Boogedy is real.
God, he makes me so mad. And then, yeah, so then Boogedy shows up and just starts, like, zapping things.
He is on the top of, like, the church tower, the merry-go-round, right? Or, I don't know. He
It
can't
looks
be on
like
the
he's
merry-go-round
just floating.
because he just appears. he zaps the merry-go-round so it spins completely out of control. Those people are dead.
Yeah, they were flying so fast that, like, if they didn't fly off, they're scrambled.
Right. It's very family movie-esque.
Yeah, it's like...
And you're like, no, you're dead.
Yeah.
And he zaps Medinska's motorcycle, and that just runs away on its own.
He zaps like a table, and the table falls over, and the guy's like, "Hey,
a
rude!"
whole bunch of stands.
Yeah.
Right. People are just screaming, yelling, and then he yells, "A carnival!" And I'm like, "How do you know what that is?
When did you learn about carnivals?
Boy chasing stick."
Yeah.
And then sees Eloise dressed as a pilgrim, and he's like, "My
boner!" Oh.
Yeah. And zaps her so that she has the Bride of Frankenstein hairdo.
And this is the first instance where you get that he, like, kind of wanted a bride. And I was like, oh my god, give it up.
Yeah, because the whole movie, it's
literally like
him
10 more
wanting a
minutes
cape.
left in the movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, you named a whole episode movie thing called Bride of Boogedy, but you just now got to the bride part.
Well, I mean, he's always
Slash
wanted
you never
a bride.
really got to it.
He's always wanted a bride.
Yeah, but it's not like the main focus of this movie at all. It has nothing to do with this movie.
Because
it should have just been Boogedy's cape.
All right, so the first
The
movie
Cape
was
of
like,
Boogedy.
get out of my house, right? The second movie is give me back my cape.
Yeah.
Right? We have him as a ghost. There's never really been like, let me, I don't know, how about let me step
Not a great
outside.
ghost.
Let
Yeah.
me step outside and try to get with Maid Marian, who I've kicked out of the house. He forbid Maid Marian to even go in the house.
Yeah. How's he gonna fuck her if he can't get in her bed?
He trieth.
Yeah, he tried. So yeah, he basically he possesses and takes Eloise.
Yeah, but why does he give her the Bride of Frankenstein hairdo? He's never seen this movie.
That's true, actually. I don't know. Maybe he just saw it in the book.
It's a joke for us.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense in the context, right? She looks great.
Yeah, she looked alright.
Right? It's like Pilgrim Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And then
Brideth of Frankenstein.
Brideth of Frankenth.
Yeah, Frankenthemmer. Yeah, so he like floats her up to him.
She's reanimated.
Yeah. And then they disappear. They're like,
they just
thunk.
disappear. Okay. And then
Seance number 4 or something.
Yes, in which Medinska, they're like, is this gonna work? And she's like, only if you believe it will work.
Yeah.
And
I believe.
Like, that's not what happens.
Not Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
So then they're
but
like,
they all are like, everybody believeth. And
but she's like, who do you want to talk to? And they're like, our mom. And she's like, well, you can't because she's possessed by Boogedy, so you probably wouldn't actually talk to her. You'd talk to Boogedy, which I was like, I get that. I kind of get that. And then they're like,
that's fine.
Let's talk to Jonathan, who is a completely different child again.
Right. Shows up in like a
the
silver
gayest pilgrim
Tomorrowland
outfit. Yeah.
suit.
He's a gay pilgrim child.
And his lisp is gone.
Yeah.
Because, I guess he got speech therapy in heaven. But apparently they're not in heaven, because that's another thing, is that the first fortune crystal ball thing that Medinska does, she's like, you're living in a house with 3 ghosts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what?
They're not gone?
Like,
what? Okay.
I thought they turned white and like ascended. Right?
So I don't even know why they called Jonathan, because Jonathan was just like, yeah, go get your mom.
No, this is great. They call him, they're like, we need help. And he's like, hold on, I'll be right back. And actually disappears. And then
he put him on hold.
They're awkwardly waiting there for like if it's like maybe 3 seconds, but still you're just like, what? And then he's like, hey, so here's what you have to do. You have to like grab the key and stick it in the thing, and but be careful because you're opening up the underworld, and be sure not to do something.
Like,
okay,
if
bye.
he's touching you while he gets sucked into the underworld, but that rule doesn't apply at all.
No.
Like,
but also he says it so quickly that like you might want to repeat it. It seems kind of important.
He's like, this is what you got to do. Also, I got to go. Bye. I'm kind of busy. And they're like, oh, we didn't even get to say bye to him before he hung up.
Right?
What the heck?
Last time we at least got a sparkly hug.
Yeah.
So what's funny about this too, to me, is that it doesn't, you're right, it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't mean anything. But also he mentioned like, you'll be basically opening up a door to the underworld in order to get him in there.
Side note,
And
they
I'm
never
like,
open up a door.
Right?
He just gets sucked back into a statue that puts itself together.
And I mean, let's imagine that that's the door. It's some portal, right? What I want to talk about is the fact that, like, at what point is anybody at that table be like, underworld? So, like, sorry, kids, your mom's gone.
Yeah. That seems dangerous to release.
Yeah, and excuse
We'll
me.
have to do a hard pass on the underworld.
Also, so I don't want to be the guy who, like, negative Nancy, but
maybe we just cut our losses. Was she that good of a wife?
I just want to put it out there that we just got this advice from a ghost.
Yeah. Not even like a known ghost.
He kind of
like,
has a speech impediment.
he was a child ghost, so I think his logic is still child logic.
And we got it from a kid named Jonathan.
Yeah. Jonathan.
Right? Who's sneezing.
Yeah.
He's
a sick ghost. That isn't possible.
Yeah, and who's to say that ghost is, like, the real
Also,
version
who
of
did he
him?
get this information from? He just walked away and asked someone, like, BRB, I gotta put the phone down.
Yeah,
Gotta go find my mom.
And I mean, and we're taking all this from a woman who lives on the edge of town. I'm out.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm sorry. I have to go home. I've got to feed my cat.
I have warts.
I have warts. Yeah, Eugene Levy's still there. He's just like, I got friends now.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm so sorry for everything. And he actually repeats this like 3 times. He's like, it's all my fault. And they're like, no, it's Boogedy's fault. And I'm like, it's totally his fault.
It's a lot of people's fault, technically.
Right? It's Carlton's fault, Mr. Denier.
Yeah.
You know?
They all trek to the graveyard.
Yeah.
Somehow Boogedy's just like, hey, I'm here too. Like, he just appeared. Like, why didn't he just go somewhere else?
So they show up, and Boogedy just appears with Eloise and is like, hey, you guys are here? Too late. We're going into the underworld together. She's my bride. Like, and actually talks kind of like that, too. Like, sorry, brother. Time to go.
Like the Hulk?
Yeah, he was. He was just like, hey, so you're too late. Gotta go to the underworld. It's kind of Beetlejuice's, actually.
Yeah.
Right? What I forget the marriage scene at the end. But it's very much like that without the marriage. You would actually, this at least would have been a better climax if they were trying to stop a marriage.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
there's like ghosts there for the marriage. It's really cute. And, like, their colors are like white and black.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She meant nothing to me. Nothing at all.
I swear it.
I don't really remember what happens next, because then it's like, they're like, here, Eloise. Come here. And she's like, oh, okay. Like,
No, what happens is, okay, so they take the key from earlier, the port key, and stick it into a hole in the gravestone's headstone, and that opens up the dimensional portal, I guess, right? And that's what actually makes Boogedy and her appear. He's like, oh, thanks for opening the door.
Yeah.
You know, like he couldn't get through or something. And then
Knocking
that's
at that for
when
days.
Jennifer dresses in an exact identical costume, in which I'm like, did Jennifer steal the one from the Historical Society?
Jennifer was just like, if I can go to hell, I can finally get away from this goddamn family.
And she's like, I made Marion. That's an imposter.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit. Oh, get out of here. And like tosses Eloise away and tries to grab her. And that's what, there was the like stupid bumbly, like, oh no, is he almost touched Jennifer.
Mm.
Right? And I don't know. Because I don't remember what Jonathan said exactly about the touching.
It's like, if they are touching while they're going through the portal, then both of them go.
Right.
But I also was like, that didn't play out in the movie.
Not really.
But also, like, what sucked him into the portal? Just
I think
thinking?
he tripped.
I know. I was like, did he slip on something? Was it a banana?
No. But
Like,
he sucks in, and then that's it. And same thing happens as the last movie where they're like, all right, guys, like, and Boogedy's gone. And then little Jonathan could be heard being like, you want to bet? And they're like, what? And he's like, just kidding. And you're like,
Just kidding.
I hate you movie. And that's the end.
Yeah. That is definitely a Jaws 3. Jaws 4 for me. I never want to return.
You're right. Yeah,
I've never watched a longer
Boogedy
hour
the
and a
Revenge.
half. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't recommend this one. It was, I mean, we had fun with this discussion.
Yeah.
But that was the most fun out of like the entire 3 hours that we had
Most
to spend
fun
on Bride of Boogedy.
possible.
Yeah. It was rough. There was multiple periods of being like, none of these jokes are playing. None, like...
I wish it on my enemies, but...
Sure. Yeah. It just goes on and on. There's bit characters that have nothing to do and really don't...
Someone's a ventriloquist at some point.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He zaps a ventriloquist dummy. That's where Lazarus comes back.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah,
he does have 2 scenes. Yeah, I don't reckon that's great. Our first Jaws the Revenge is miserable compared to the first one.
Yeah.
It's another, and so much fat could have been cut out.
It could have been another 40-minute movie.
Yeah, and you would have got to it, and I think they would have had an opportunity to actually be like, all right, what's the important things? What do we need to are trying to get across?
Yeah,
and it would have worked better. So absolutely. So we seem to really hate on this movie, but there's some people out there that absolutely loved it. So, and we asked those people to give us 5. Here's Gimme 5 for Bride of Boogedy. I only have one review. It's written by Jurassic Park Chick 21. Just titled, Awesome Movie. This was written 2 years ago in July of 2016.
Whoa.
It's an awesome movie. The best part is when Boogedy shows up at a local carnival and causes havoc. Until he sees Eloise and he puts her under a hypnotic trance and levitates her in the air toward him, he made her stand beside him. He vanished, taking her with him. I remember seeing this when it was on the Disney Channel Sunday Night Movie, and it was amazing. Awesome, funny, great. I was on the edge of my seat all the way through it from the start. I can never not giggle when somebody says they're on the edge of their seat for stuff like this. Because I'd like to imagine that they're just like, oh my God.
What's going to happen next? Are they going to have another seance for no reason?
Goddamn conservatives.
I know.
I shouldn't be watching this because, Lucifer Falls. Yeah.
I'll pray after. It'll be fine.
I don't know, guys. She goes on to finish her review with, from the start all the way to the end, God, I wish that Disney's Sunday Night Movie episodes was on Netflix because it'll be amazing to see it on Netflix. Also, when I was young, I've always wanted to go to Walt Disney World and meet Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, Daisy Duck, Pluto, Goofy, etc., and go on all of those rides, except for the scary ones. I hope someday I'll go to Disney World. Also, it has always been a childhood dream of mine, too. 5 stars.
He was like, what are you talking about? This isn't a Facebook post. This is a review for a movie. We don't care about you.
Okay, but also...
She's like, I want to go to Disney World. I tried since I was a kid, but also it's a dream of mine to go to Disney World. Like, you said that.
But I also don't... Okay, this is hard for me to, because it really comes on the very cruel side of my cynical mentality.
Don't go there.
What? No, not
I was like, whatever you're going to say about the person.
No, I have to, because, written in July 2016, right? But this person saw it when it was actually on the Disney Channel Sunday Night Movie, which means they're as old as I am, at least. And this is where I said of seeming cruel, because I'm like, okay, not everybody can afford the magical experience that is Disney. I didn't go to Disney until I actually worked there.
Same.
But still, if it's your lifelong dream.
Oh no.
I can't, because Boogedy holds me at bay and won't allow me to go see the magical, wonderful
not the
world
scary
of Disney.
rides. I was like, well, you did just watch Boogedy, so that's kind of about it.
Yeah. I can't wait to go on the Boogedy ride. I heard it's amazing.
I heard they built a whole house around it.
I heard it's a walkthrough of a wax museum.
I love the haunted house at Disney. That's the one big pet peeve.
Is Boogedy in there? God, he should be in there. He should be in the haunted
The number
mansion.
of times I overhear people at the park go, can we go to the haunted house? I'm like, I'm going to knock your child out. Teach them.
It's not a row home.
I know. God, we are not in Lucifer Falls.
Can we go in the haunted duplex?
Yeah. I heard the mad condominium is insane.
Shack.
Yeah.
We're not
Scary
at
shack.
Knott's.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's our only review for Bride of Boogedy. Like you said, you wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend this one either. Go see the first one. It's a quick 45. It's on our YouTube right now. Maybe this one will be able to go up. I'm not sure. I have seen Mr. Boogedy on YouTube before. I have not seen this one. I could not find it. So either it got flagged and got taken down, or it's just not available. One way or the other, we'll try our best with that. And if not, there is rentals available on YouTube already of a much cleaner copy than I'm going to be able to get you guys. But I mean, free is free. And when something like this, it's a rarity. It's never going to come past DVD. I guarantee never, ever. They would put the Ewok movies on Blu-ray before they'd put this on Blu-ray. So it's not happening, guys. You know, maybe in a Wonderful World of Color, like full-on collection, but I guarantee there's way too many rights to be able to take, way too many hands in the pot for that to ever happen either. So good luck, right? I don't even think they have the entire Muppet Show episodes in one whole collection because of so many actors and everything involved. It took years to get the Saturday Night Live stuff, and that was because NBC was just like, look, we made it, so, and you agreed, so, but even then they don't air the musical performances. Mm-hmm. When they do reruns and stuff. So it's that interesting stuff of television where it's like, those of you who are nostalgic for this kind of stuff and understand that why it's so hard is because of like all this, every single thing that's in play. So we're going to try to get this out to you, but if it doesn't, don't hate on me for promising you, because I'm not promising, right?
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah. Don't hate the boogedy, hate the boo.
I hate you.
Which is the bride. She's the boo.
She is your boo.
So...
Don't forget to join us on Thursday of this week. What is that, October 25th?
That is correct.
October 25th, 8 p.m.?
8 p.m. is when the doors to the theater will open. We're having a full hour-long pre-party in the lobby. Halloween. Disgusting.
So late. Who starts a movie at 9 p.m.?
No. The doors... Well, I think the doors will open like 7:45.
Oh, okay.
The movie will start 8:10.
Oh, okay.
Something in there.
In the lobby an hour before is the Halloween
correct.
Party. Yes.
So, the official, the party will kick off 7 o'clock. 6:30, 7 o'clock, if you want to show up. Things will start, music will be going, drinks will be served. Get here, party with us ahead of time. Yeah. But the movie itself, your deadline for understanding all the jokes for the podcast that will come afterwards, hard 8, because it's a Thursday still, and we got to get you out the door by at least 11 o'clock. Okay? So, yes, absolutely. Join us.
Costume party, drinks, fun, prizes.
So much fun. Tell your friends.
Laughter.
Literally, if you were at the other ones, bring new friends. Bring new people to experience it. Tickets are still available. www.thefreedomcinema.org/events/BombsAway Live. You can also look Death Spa presented by Bombs Away up as an event on Facebook, and you can find the link there, or on our Instagram at Bombs Away Show. The link that we have in our bio is the link to the tickets. So if you couldn't remember what I said there, just go to our Instagram. It's that link. That just about does it for us here. Always Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Bombs Away Show. Email us, contact@bombsawayshow.com. Wherever you're listening, if you happen to have latched onto us via YouTube or something like that, and you're like, hey, I have real podcast apps. We're on every single podcast app that you could think of. So join us next week as we do Death Spa, and then we have an entire November. It's November. We have entire November, and I haven't decided if we're going to do Netflix November or not yet. Last year we voted on it, but this year, I was looking at the lineup and the list of stuff, and Netflix has really upped their game, a year comparison, right? The only thing that's on there is like Deep Blue Sea, but Deep Blue Sea is coming up on its like 25th anniversary next year, so it might be something that we're gonna do live. So it's things like that where I'm like, I'd like to, but I can't, you know. So I think we'll just kind of play it by ear, and you guys will get that announcement for November coming up next week. Okay, so that just about does it for us. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Jarrett.
And
Boogedy, boogedy, boo! Hey everyone, this is Jarrett with Bombs Away Podcast. I'm here at the Frida Cinema, once again recording for your all's pleasure. Frida Cinema, that sounds pretty familiar. Oh yeah, it's because we bring it up so much. It's where we live, it's where we record. Now, you may know of the Frida Cinema, but you may not know enough about the Frida Cinema. So the Frida Cinema is a program of the Long Beach Cinematique, and it's located in Santa Ana in Southern California. It services neighboring communities as a non-profit art house cinema dedicated to educating, connecting, and enriching communities through the art of cinema, which is a pretty amazing experience. But how do they do that? Well, one of the ways they do that is with shadow casting. So shadow casting, if you don't know, is whenever they have a cast below the screen acting out the movie as the film is projected behind them, which is pretty neat. But that's not all. They also get audience participation, so you feel like you're part of the film, that you have that amazing enriching experience. Some of the films that we do shadow casts with are Little Shop of Horrors, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Repo the Genetic Opera, and The Forbidden Zone. When was the last time you heard of The Forbidden Zone? Am I right, ladies? Other things that we do, if you're not into Shadowcast, but you love that audience participation, are special events. We've done Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and it was a lights and sound spectacular, and there were also words along the bottom of the screen that helped you know when to participate in the film. And maybe you just want to watch a film, which is okay, because the Frida Cinema does show films, but maybe you want to watch a film in a different atmosphere. Well, the Frida Cinema has rooftop showings. Some of the films that have shown on our rooftop are the most recent Beauty and the Beast, or Ghostbusters, and Jurassic Park. One of the cool things that happened with Ghostbusters and Jurassic Park is we actually had guests. For instance, Jurassic Park had the guest of the Jeep Wrangler, you know, that nice tan and red Jeep that we see just driving all around that park. It's an amazing photo opportunity, and it's something you get to brag about to your friends and post on that Instagram. If you want more information about the showtimes, location, and everything film and entertainment related to the Frida Cinema, just go to www.thefridacinema.org. You can also follow on Facebook at facebook.com/thefridacinema, and on Instagram and Twitter at the Frida Cinema. The Frida Cinema, for the filmmakers, the film goers, and for you.
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?